Breaking news coming in, viewers. Indian Air Force has launched Operation Sindoor. Indian military, Indian armed forces have launched Operation Sindoor, hitting terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, from where terrorist attack against India have been planned and directed. India had promised a befitting reply. Here it is, Operation Sindoor. This is days after a deadly terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that claimed 26 lives. Now, according to a statement released by the government of India, altogether 9 sites have been targeted. And these sites are across Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. No Pakistani military facilities have been targeted. The Indian military has made it clear no Pakistani military facilities have been targeted in these strikes. These are terrorist holdouts which have been targeted, pinpointed. India says its actions have been focused, they have been measured, and they are non-escalatory in nature, as these are terrorist hideouts. The country, in a strong message to Pakistan, has said that it is living up to the commitment that those responsible for the attack will be held accountable. Once again, I repeat, viewers, this is Operation Sindoor. The Indian military has carried out measured strikes on terrorist holdouts in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. All right, I'm now cutting across to our correspondent Idris Loans, joining us from Srinagar. Idris, India had promised a befitting reply. Operation Sindoor, it's out in the open now. Give us more on whatever you've picked up so far.
Well, Shivan, we've just heard from the Indian Army that they've carried out a strike, precision strike at the terrorist camps across the line of control. At least 9 locations have been targeted by the Indian Air Force. So that's what we are being told. And they have not hit any Pakistani military base or any civilian areas. That is what Indian Army has made very clear in this release that has been issued them a while ago. On the other hand, what we are hearing in Srinagar, let me tell you, we did see a lot of jets hover around, all around the sky a while ago. At the moment, it's a little quiet in Srinagar, but what we are hearing from the line of control in northern part of Kashmir, as well as in the Jammu district, that there are continuous ceasefire violations, that shelling is going on continuously from both the sides now in northern part of Kashmir, in Baramulla, in Kupwara. We are also hearing the same from the Rajouri as well as Poonch belt in the Jammu district. Let me tell you that ceasefire violations have been continuing from the last 13 consecutive nights, but after India's strike, which according to the Indian Army, they have clearly stated that they have only and only targeted the terrorist camps.
Yeah, no Pakistani military facility has been targeted. The Indian armed forces have made it clear. Idris, I just wanted to go back to what you mentioned. Shelling is being carried out. Till now, in the last 12 nights, we saw that there was small arms fire across the LOC, which was the ceasefire violations. But yesterday, we heard the Indian armed forces giving a clear response that they gave a strong reply. And today, as we're picking up from sources, that shelling is being heard. This is no longer small arms fire going on across the LOC.
Yes, that is what we are hearing from our sources on the ground. A lot of people also I spoke to some of them. They said they're taking shelter basically for the first time. The local population is noticing it in the areas that are close to the line of control. They have been asked who are in the forward post, who are very close to the line of control, to evacuate and move back, while there is continuous shelling going on the LOC at multiple places in the Kashmir division as well as in the Jammu division. Let me tell you, we've seen people in Arnia, especially in the Jammu division, a few days ago. They were told to be cautious and advised not to go close to the line of control. But at the moment, we've heard that shelling is continuously going on from both the sides on the line of control, as well as in Jammu division as well as in the Kashmir division. Let me tell you, just a while ago, at the moment it's quiet in the skies in Srinagar, but just half an hour ago, we did hear a lot of jets hover around all across Srinagar city, and especially in the bordering areas. There were some explosions that we also heard. There is no clarity where those explosions were happening, but there were 2 sounds, very big blast sound that we did hear even in Srinagar. So what we are hearing from the people who are very close to the line of control in the northern part of Kashmir, as well as in Jammu division, very close to the international border and line of control, is heavy shelling from both the sides going
Idris,
on at the moment.
Yes, Idris, now as per sources, we are yet to get a confirmed, appreciation on this at this point. But Karna is the region where we're hearing that people were forced to take shelter, something that you just mentioned as well. That this is the first time we've seen ceasefire violations across the last 12 nights. But today being the 13th night, India has carried out the measured strike across Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. This is Operation Sindoor that India has done. But we're also hearing news of ceasefire violations around the LOC. This time, these ceasefire violations are being followed by, sounds of shelling being carried out. And this region, Karna, where people are forced to take shelter, this we've not seen in the past 12 nights. This is again a major escalation that we've seen at this point. Where exactly is this location? If you can just give us a better understanding on where this place is.
Well, that's what we've been told by the Indian Army, that Bimbar Gully in Poonch and Rajouri belt have been continuous ceasefire operations from the last 1 hour. It's continuously going on even right now as we speak, and the Indian Army is responding appropriately and in a very calibrated manner. That is what the Indian Army has said about the Poonch Rajouri area, where mostly in the Bimbar Gully the ceasefire violation has taken place. Whereas the unconfirmed report, which is not confirmed by the Indian Army yet, but the people who are living on the line of control, very close to line of control, are saying that there is continuous shelling going on in the northern part of Kashmir, especially Kupwara district as well. As I said, we did hear explosions even in Srinagar. There was 2 explosions that we heard here,
yes.
And then the jets hovering around all around in the sky for at least half an hour, and then there is silence. At the moment there is silence, but a line of control, volatile line of control, shelling going on from both the sides.
All right.
We'll have to...
Yes, we will have to wait. Idris, as you mentioned, explosions were heard. Where those explosions were heard, what the location of those explosions were, that is all unconfirmed as of now. What you've heard, you've shared with us. Hold on with me on the phone line. I just want to repeat to our viewers, the Indian Armed Forces viewers have launched Operation Sindoor. 1:44 a.m. is when the official statement was out from the Indian Armed Forces. They have hit terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, from where terrorist attacks against India have been planned and they have been directed. And this has happened just days after a deadly terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that claimed 26 lives, and 26 lives out of which one was a Nepali citizen as well. Now, at this point, this operation is being termed, it has been named Operation Sindoor. The ADJPI has already, the Indian Army has already put out that statement saying Jai Bharat, and they have said that Operation Sindoor is what they've mentioned. Sindoor, of course, is symbolic of what Hindu women put on the center of their foreheads. And as we go back to that deadly attack in Pahalgam, married Hindu women put sindoor on their foreheads, and in Pahalgam we saw the deaths of men there in front of their wives, in front of their families. They were asked what religion they belong to, they were asked to repeat kalmas, and when they were unable to do that, they were killed in cold blood. 26 deaths took place in Pahalgam. This happened on the 22nd of April, viewers. Today being the 7th of May. And today is the day India has given what it had promised ever since that deadly attack in Pahalgam. It promised to give a befitting reply, and this is the reply India has given. It has targeted terrorist infrastructure. I'm repeating this again for our viewers. India has not targeted any military facility in Pakistan. India has only targeted terrorist infrastructure. It was a measured strike. It was calculated. It has hit those who were responsible for that deadly attack in Pahalgam. No military facility in Pakistan has been targeted. The Pakistan government forces, the government agencies, no military infrastructure in Pakistan has been targeted. Only terrorist infrastructure has been targeted in Pakistan, which finds a safe haven in India's neighboring country. And this has been going on for decades, but India now has given that reply. Indian armed forces have carried out this strike. We'll need to wait for more details to come in from India's side. But as of now, this is what we know. India has also made it clear that its actions have been focused India's actions have been measured and India's actions are non-escalatory in nature. This is what we know so far. Pakistan has reacted to the strikes, with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif saying that the country has every right to give a befitting reply to what it called an act of war.